Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of On the Needle. So, of course, today is not Friday, it's Saturday. I was feeling a little under the weather yesterday, and I felt like I should spare y'all and not come on here sounding like Kermit the Frog. So, today's better, rested, feel a lot better. So, I decided why not do this video. I haven't done an unwrapping since I did the TLC fan mail album. So this one I'll actually be unwrapping an album with you all for the first time. One I just picked up today. For those that don't know, today is Record Store Day, and Josie Records is the biggest record store definitely in Dallas. Well, the one on Josie. Might be the biggest record store in the country, I believe, if I'm not sure. It's huge. But anyway, it rained a little bit today, so I kind of didn't think that they were going to still have it, but they did. Apparently there were food trucks maybe earlier in the day. It was a big thing. They sent out a text message about it because I'm on their loyalty program. But anyway, a lot of people there, even in the rain. So it was pretty cool. And I picked up another album, which I won't say which one that is because if I get it in the future, I will definitely review that album. But I ended up putting that one back in favor of this one because I've never seen any of Foxy Brown's albums on vinyl. So I'm a big fan of her too. The NaNa. I don't know if y'all remember this album, but this is the debut album from Foxy Brown 28 years ago. She made her debut in 1996. So for those that don't know history of Foxy Brown, kind of the way that Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have maybe been going at it, or maybe even most recently Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. But I would say from a catalog perspective, Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim's beef was very interesting, and it was more level because at the time, the height of both of their careers, they had about the same number of albums out. And it was just this battle back and forth. Lil' Kim, I think, ultimately won because people, I think, sided with her because of her image. Back then, Lil' Kim had a lot of endorsement deals and things of that nature. But if we're talking album by album comparison, I would edge Foxy Brown over Lil' Kim, and here's why. So Foxy Brown has had 3 major studio albums. She had this one, NaNa. She had the second one, I forgot, China Doll is the name of it. The one with Hot Spot, still love that song to this day. And then she had Broken Silence, which was her 3rd album. And then, for those that don't know, she had an issue where I think she was deaf temporarily. I know that had to be a shocking thing for her. She came back from that, and then she's still rapping now. I don't think she ever put out another album since Broken Silence, which that came out early 2000s. But she was featured on Nicki Minaj's Queen album. So Nicki Minaj has gone on record saying how much she idolizes Foxy Brown, and she may, I don't know, because they both kind of share those Trinidad roots. But I kind of get the impression that she goes so hard for Foxy Brown because she is the arch nemesis of Lil' Kim. That's just my idea. Because Nicki Minaj clearly took more pages out of Lil' Kim's book than she did Foxy Brown. Just my opinion. So, all that to say, don't play with Foxy Brown. I mean, when we're talking about the greatest female MCs, people mention Lil' Kim a lot, but they don't mention Foxy Brown. And she needs to be in that conversation because she has, just on this album alone, she has some bops on here for real. Of course, Get Me Home with Blackstreet, that was her first single. So right out the gate, great music. I'll Be featuring Jay-Z. So before Beyonce, it was rumored that Jay-Z and Foxy Brown were a thing. I wouldn't doubt it. They were together all the time. It was kind of like Lil' Kim was to Biggie. Whenever you saw Foxy Brown, you kind of saw Jay-Z around that era of her first album. I'd say midway through the second album, that kind of fizzled out a little bit. And then you saw Jay-Z kind of back away from her for whatever reasons. I've heard various stories. I'm not sure which one is the truth, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Also, she has Havoc on here from Mobb Deep, Method Man, and Kid Capri. So not a ton of features. There's only 4 features here, and that is from 13 tracks. Technically 11 tracks if you don't count. Well, no, 10 if you count. If you don't count the interludes. So y'all know what I like to say on here. You know, 10 to 13 tracks of pure music. I'm not talking about the interludes. I think it's great because very few artists can deliver a quality album to me with over 10 songs. And we're not counting interludes. So this is a classic in my opinion. So I'm very glad that I was able to snag it. It was actually the only one that they had on the rack for Record Store Day. So I was like, let me go ahead and get this because I don't know when or if I would find another Foxy Brown album on vinyl again, let alone her debut album. So let's open this up and get into it. So, took the paper off. So again, there is the cover. And this is, it's a 2 album set. So, hey, okay, come on, colored vinyl. Wasn't expecting that. That was a nice surprise. It didn't say that on the label, but this is nice. Okay, so it's a marbled, kind of an aqua blue color, as you can see here. So this is dope. Okay, I love this. So, not much to see with the second one. Of course, it's the same. Well, at least I think maybe she did a different color for the second one. Let's see. Well, it does look slightly different. Let me, I might be having a colorblind moment here, y'all, so y'all bear with me. So, this is the color of the first one, and then the second one looks a little darker, more like a greenish. Yeah. Okay, now that's really cool. Okay, I gotta give it up to her for this because I'm not sure if y'all can tell. Let me pull this one out a little more. But these are 2 different colored vinyls. So this one is more of a blue hue, and this one is more of a kind of like a sea green type of hue. Maybe it's not translating well on this camera. I promise I'm not colorblind, y'all. This is 2 different shades. So that is very cool. I would have liked to maybe get a poster with it, but hey, I'm not gonna be choosy because I really was fully expecting to open this and just have 2 black vinyls, and that was it. So, yeah, let's, so I'm gonna run through the track listing here a little bit. So you have Foxy's Bells, which I thought was a bold move because she's kind of paying homage to LL Cool J a little bit, who another, sorry, my dog was making a weird noise. I was like, what is going on back there? Another artist who's overlooked, I think, a lot of times when we talk about the greatest rappers. Male, female, period. LL Cool J paved the way for a lot of rappers that are around today. So the fact that she came out the gate with a sample of Rock the Bells, I think was pretty cool. And she did it justice, in my opinion. I already talked about Get Me Home, The Promise with Havoc. I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones. If I was really cool because that one sampled Luther Vandross's, what song is that? Is it called Anybody Love? Or, I don't know. Yeah, I may have to look it up. But she sampled Luther Vandross song, which was pretty cool because it kind of has this R&B type jazzy vibe, even though it's a rap record. I love the song Il NaNa, the title track with Method Man. That song's dope. So it's kind of like she's doing the verses and then he comes in and does the chorus. No Ones. That song is another one that's kind of more on the R&B side, basically saying no one's gonna love you like I do. Fox Boogie with Kid Capri, dope. And then of course I'll Be with Jay-Z was probably, I'd say, the second biggest single behind the debut single Get Me Home. So what I love about this album too is, like I said, she didn't have a lot of features, and the features that she has here are well placed. She still shines through those features, and she's the only female on the album, so there's no other female rapper, no other female singer. And yeah, this is a classic. You know, if we're talking 90s hip hop, this album has to be in the conversation to me. That's just my opinion. Executive produced by Chris Lighty, Steve Stout, and Trackmasters. I'm not sure if you're not that old, maybe under 35, you might not know who Trackmasters are. But Trackmasters were responsible for a lot of the songs we heard on the radio back in the mid 90s up until, I'd say, about early 2000s. They had a nice little 10-year run or so before you kind of didn't hear as many Trackmaster songs out there. So curious to know what y'all think about Foxy Brown. Again, her debut album. Now, Foxy, in 2026, we don't need you coming out with a deluxe version of this first album, because it'll be 30 years at that point, because I already got this one. So, you know, come out with like a 20-year China doll or something like that. I don't know. That's cool. That would be cool. But don't do a 30th anniversary edition. But yes, I'm glad that I was able to snag this one. So let me know your thoughts about Foxy Brown. What is her placement, you think, in hip hop as it pertains to MCs, period, and then also specifically female MCs? If you've heard this album or remember this album, give me your top 3 tracks. List those here in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And before I go, there's a big announcement that I have to make. I want to thank you all for getting me to 500 subscribers. So I'm really, really grateful and just ecstatic for y'all for thinking of me, or rocking with me for all this time, because this channel has actually been around for a long time. It's gone through a lot of changes. I've had a lot of breaks where I didn't post anything. It's been a lot of different things, all related to music to some degree. But the last 2 or 3 years, vinyls, that's been my thing. So that's why you see a lot of these vinyl reviews on here. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me, the day one people, and then even the new people that are subscribed here recently. I really, really, really appreciate it. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. NaNa, Foxy Brown. Until next week, peace.